Piloting an aerotug for the summer would fund my final 2 terms at the Airship Academy. The French had hired tens of thousands of workers from all around the world. It was the greatest construction project in the history of mankind. The French boasted it made the Great Pyramids look like an afternoon garden project. Nothing, they said, would topple it. It was designed to sway, to bend with the elements, but never break. I hoped they were right, because if it ever did, it would fall over half of Europa.
I thought it was meant to go all the way to the moon,
said Hassan, our Moroccan spotter, coming forward to peer out the windows of the control car.
How could they do that, you numbskull?
Said Andrew, whose tone was often a bit bullying.
The moon orbits around us, doesn't it? We can't go tying ourselves to it. We get all yanked about.
Hassan nodded amiably.
Yes, I can see that would not be desirable.
At the summit of the Celestial Tower,
said Christophe with patriotic confidence.
I read they will launch a fleet of ships to travel into outer space, first to the moon and then beyond.
This certainly seemed to be the government's plan. All over Paris, buildings were plastered with posters. Paris to the moon, or the Martian Riviera, and showed chic ladies and gentlemen strolling through crystal lunar palaces or along red Martian beaches. Another poster proclaimed, "Our brave spationauts," and had a group of fit young men in silver suits, fists against their hips, staring arrogantly into the heavens.
What I'd like to know is where they're finding these fellows daft enough to go to outer space.
They've set up some kind of special training facility, haven't they?
I have heard this also.
I think our Christophe here wants to be a spationaut.
I am desolate I do not have the skills,
said Christophe, and he did manage to sound quite desolate when he said it.
What about you, Matt?
Hassan asked.
If they asked, would you go?
In a heartbeat.
You're a madman. Couldn't drag me up there, not in a million years.
Of course, they will only be selecting Frenchmen, so no need for you to worry.
The French are welcome to space, the entire black puddle of it.
I didn't share Andrew's disdain. As cabin boy aboard the Aurora, I'd spent lots of time in the crow's nest, staring at stars. Their constellations blazed with myths and legends. I'd always wondered what it would be like to go farther, to get closer. At the academy last term, we'd studied celestial navigation, and now the night sky beckoned me with even greater intensity. But for now, space was for the French, just as Christophe said, and I'd have to be satisfied with helping them achieve their dreams. I didn't feel too sorry for myself. My own dreams at the moment didn't live in outer space anyway, but much closer to Earth. We're almost in position, I told my crew. Let's get ready, please. Despite the fact that I was the youngest aboard, the others never questioned my command. Not even Christophe, who always gave the impression of knowing everything. My crew didn't call me captain, or sir, or mister, but I didn't expect it. They knew I had authority of the ship, and I think they trusted me. We'd worked well together so far. Andrew and Hassan went aft. The aerotug's gondola was a single long cabin, taken up mostly by the cargo area, where the powerful winch was positioned above the open bay doors. It was Andrew's job to control the winch, and Hassan's to make sure we were positioned perfectly before lowering our cargo. From his caged spotter's post on the underside of the gondola, Hassan had an excellent view of what was directly below, and he gave me directions via speaking tube. His job might have sounded lowly, but it was vitally important. Level off, please, I told Christophe, and throttled back, swinging us in towards the tower's north edge. I saw the waiting work crew below, the signaller guiding us in with his orange flags, and then we were almost overhead, and Hassan was the ship's eyes.
Slow ahead, slow. We're almost at the mark,
came his voice through the tube. I cut the engines right back, so that we'd had just enough power to keep us dug in against the headwinds.